I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. We'll go ahead and get started with our public hearing part. It's another process for people to be able to voice their opinions. First on the public hearing is public hearing on ordinance number 4542, an ordinance to amend the fiscal year 2024-25 budget ordinance number 4303 as amended, providing for revisions to the general sanitation, capital project, grants, and wastewater funds. Is anybody in the audience would like to speak on this? I see none. Anybody on council? None. Do I have a motion to close?
So moved. Second.
Motion second. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey? Ms. Sechrist? Vice Mayor McBroom?
Aye. Motion passes. Public hearing number 2. Public hearing on ordinance number 4543, an ordinance fixing the tax rate for the city of Columbia for the year 2025 on all taxable property at the rate of .8251 per $100. Anyone from the audience would like to speak on this subject? See none. Council? None. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey?
Aye.
Ms. Sechrist? Vice Mayor McBroom?
Aye. Motion passes. Public hearing number 3, public hearing on ordinance number 4544, appropriation ordinance for the fiscal year July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026. Anybody from the audience on this one? I see none. Council? None. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey?
Aye.
Ms. Sechrist? Vice Mayor McBroom?
Aye. Motion passes. Public hearing number 4. Public hearing on ordinance 4546, an ordinance amending Title 18, Chapter 3, Section 18303 of the Municipal Code of the City of Columbia by replacing in its entirety the present Schedules 8 and B and adopting and approving new Schedules 8 and B. Anyone from the audience like to talk about this? I see none. Council? No. Do I have a motion?
Move to accept. Second. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey?
Aye.
Ms. Sechrist? Vice Mayor McBroom?
Aye. Motion passes. Public hearing number 5. Public hearing on ordinance number 4550, an ordinance to amend ordinance number 4400, the same being the zoning ordinance of the City of Columbia, Tennessee, by zoning property being annexed by resolution number 25-39, located off of LaSalle Road, being tax map 73, parcel 17.02, to CD3 Neighborhood Character District, Ward 5, Growing City Economy. Anybody in the audience like to speak on this one? Council? Anybody like to speak?
Are we going to defer this, or just what are you going to?
We'll talk about that when it comes back around, down at the bottom.
So what are we trying to do now?
This is just for the public hearing part.
Motion.
Yeah, do we have a motion
So moved.
to close the public hearing? Okay, you got a motion and a second. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey?
Aye.
Ms. Sechrist? Vice Mayor McBroom?
Aye. Motion passes. Thank y'all for the public hearings. All right, next on is our regular meeting. We'll call to order. I want to thank everybody. Oh, we'll do roll call. Sorry.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Here.
Mr. McKelvey?
Present.
Ms. Sechrist? Vice Mayor McBroom?
Here. We have a quorum. Thank y'all for being, or first of all, thank y'all for being here tonight. I know it's a busy day and we got a busy schedule here. summertime, so I appreciate everybody coming today. First, we'll have our invocation by Brandon Abbott of West End Baptist Church, and then we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance led by Brian McKelvey. Stand if you can, please. Thank you.
Thank you all. Let us pray. Father, we are grateful this evening. We're grateful for a city where we can live peaceably and abundantly in you. We're grateful for these people in this venue where we can come together and discuss and contend and govern ourselves. And mostly this evening, we are grateful for you, for your love, your grace, and your favor. And so tonight, we ask humbly for that love, that grace, and that favor on this city, on these people, and on these proceedings. And we thank you for your Son. It is in his name, Jesus Christ, we pray it all. Amen.
Flags in the back. Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
With liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is approval of the agenda.
Move to approve. Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey?
Aye.
Ms. Sechrist? Vice Mayor McBroom?
Aye. Approval of the agenda. Next is the presentations. 5.1, resolution number 2542, a resolution to accept a donation for the Noon Rotary Club valued in the amount of $5,000 to assist with the cost on the installation of new benches at the Rotary Shelter in Woodland Park, allowing for ADA compliance at the shelter. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Have a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. After we have our vote, and I assume it'll go well, we'll meet in the gallery and have a presentation, give some people time to speak. Go, maybe. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey?
Aye.
Ms. Sechrist? Vice Mayor McBroom?
Aye. Motion passes. See y'all on the well.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say, thank you to Rotary. I was trying to think of something cute to say, but there should be anything cute to say because y'all have always been there. And that's what matters. You've always been here for the community. I just went to y'all's 45 years of celebration at the shelter. It was great. I did learn some history. You look up in the shelter, that's the symbol of the Rotary. And thank y'all for doing this. And like I said, you're always there for the club. That's what matters. Thank you. So, who would like to speak?
I'm gonna let Gerald speak because he's, no, I didn't invite him today. He's been our go-to guy for both Story County Park and ours. Gerald, come on.
She's putting me before a crowd to speak. That's a bad thing. But yeah, I'm Gerald Vick. I've been in this Rotary Club for 10 years, but I've been kind of a part of it for about 40 with family members and friends that have been in the club. We've been around. We had our 100-year anniversary last year. Made a donation to the city of Clock at Riverwalk Park last year for our anniversary. Not many clubs in the world that have been around longer than we have, but you know, I'm proud to be a part of this club, and I'm proud to be a part of Rotary, and I'm proud to be a part of this community. So that's really all we've got to say. You know, we hope that this helps with the shelter to give them a little newer opportunity for newer picnic tables and give them the ADA compliance that they're looking for, and I've been told that should help take care of it. So.
Thank you, Rotary. I know about the structure was great now. It's got had some work done on it. The roof is good. And I commend Gerald. And everybody in Rotary, but Gerald especially, because if there's a function, Gerald will take. He sells tickets. He's at the door. He's flipping the pancakes. And I know Mr. Campbell does too. He's flipping the pancakes. And so, let's give Rotary a round.
No, this goes a long ways to providing, this will give us the same types of amenities that we have at our current splash pad, which are very weather resistant. They'll last forever. They can take a real beating. It's hard to graffiti on them. We can power wash it off. So it will not only provide the shelter, we're going to also kick in and add matching trash cans. So it upgrade the overall quality. And we're really pleased as always. Thank you. No.
Oh, somebody's going to.
Well, I brought everybody up.
In front of him.
Just
There you go, right there.
We're good.
You guys all right. Test.
Come on this way. There we
Hey, smiles, we go. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead.
Next now we'll start organizational business. 6.1, approve the minutes of the May 8, 2025 City Council meeting.
Move to approve.
We have approval, second. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison. Mr. Huffman. Mr. Marshall.
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey. Ms. Sechrist. Vice Mayor McBroom.
Aye. Motion passes. 6.2, ratify approval of the retirement benefits for William Ferris, plant operator, wastewater.
Move to approve. Second.
Approval and second. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison. Mr. Huffman. Mr. Marshall.
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey. Ms. Sechrist. Vice Mayor McBroom.
Aye. Motion passes. 6.3, approve the retirement benefits for Tommy Henley, Battalion Chief, Columbia Fire and Rescue.
Move to approve.
Motion and second. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison. Mr. Huffman. Mr. Marshall.
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey. Ms. Sechrist. Vice Mayor McBroom.
Aye. Motion passes. 6.4, confirmation of mayor's reappointment of Sarah Harris Berry to Columbia Housing and Redevelopment Corporation for a 5-year term beginning on July 9th, 2025 and expiring on July 9th, 2030.
Move to approve.
Have approval in the second by Mr. Huffman. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison. Mr. Huffman. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Ms. Sechrist. Vice Mayor McBroom.
Aye. Motion passes. 6.5, election of Randy Wilmore to the Board of Directors of the Industrial Development Board and the Health and Educational and Housing Facility Board to fill an unexpired term ending on November 14th, 2025.
Move to approve. Second.
Have approval in second. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison. Mr. Huffman. Mr. Marshall.
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey. Ms. Sechrist. Vice Mayor McBroom.
Aye. Motion passes. 6.6, approve the appointment of Amy Briley to the City of Columbia Arts Council for a 3-year term beginning on June 12th, 2025 and expiring on June 12th, 2028.
Move to approve. Second.
Have approval in second. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison. Mr. Huffman. Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey? Ms. Segrist? Vice Mayor McBroom?
Aye. Motion passes. 6.7, approve the appointment of Rachel Rodriguez to the City of Columbia Arts Council to fill an unexpired term ending on June 13th, 2027.
Move to approve.
Have approval in second. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey?
Aye.
Ms. Segrist? Vice Mayor McBroom?
Aye. Motion passes. Next, we have the consent agenda. That's where we speak on our study session mostly. And if we go through these quickly, that's because we've already discussed it. But I do have two items that I'm going to want to take out of the consent agenda to talk about later. We've had somebody sign up to talk about 7.3. And we've had somebody sign up to talk about 7.18.
So you need a motion to add those two.
So I need to do a motion to
Move those two
remove those two till after consent items.
to administration.
Move to approve that.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Go with roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey? Ms. Segrist? Vice Mayor McBroom?
Aye, motion passes. 7.1, approve the disbursements for the month of April 2025 in the amount of $11,558,856.30. 7.2, approve certification of officials designated as signatures at the city banking institution. We're skipping 7.3. 7.4, approve the City of Columbia stop-loss group medical insurance premium with the Sun Life Financial with an individual specific deductible of $150,000 and an aggregating specific deductible of $125,000 effective July 1st, 2025, and authorize the mayor to sign any necessary documents. 7.5, receive and file cost of living adjustments for eligible retirees or beneficiaries of the City of Columbia Employees Retirement Plan. 7.6, approve and authorize the mayor to execute a memorandum of agreement between the City of Columbia and Federal Emergency Management Agency Integrated Public Alert and Warning System Program Management Office to provide the City of Columbia the ability to utilize the interoperable systems and IPAWS open platform for emergency networks. 7.7, approve and authorize the mayor to sign a contract in the amount of $900 between the City of Columbia and State Systems for the monitoring of the fire alarm at the Fire Station Number 1 located at 1000 South Garden Street. 7.8, approve and authorize the mayor to sign a contract between the City of Columbia and General Communications in the amount of $11,070 for advertising in the 2026 Nashville Visitor Guide. 7.9, approve and authorize the mayor to sign a contract between the City of Columbia and General Communications in the amount of $4,930 for advertising in the 2025-2026 Murray County Livability Magazine. 7.10, approve and update standard sewer specifications for the City of Columbia wastewater department prepared by Water Management Service, LLC, and approved by TDEC. 7.11, approve and authorize execution of an agreement for professional services in the amount of $5,881.30 with Barge Design Solutions Incorporated for the Mount Olive Road at Bear Creek Bridge Inspection, Ward 5. 7.12, approve bid award and execution of the unit item contract for 2024-2025 street resurfacing to Volunteer Pavement in the amount not to exceed $4,500,000 in the City of Columbia, Tennessee. Wards 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, Development Services, SPG, upgrade streets, and improve transportation systems. 7.13, approve and authorize the mayor to sign the Form 2 and other required documents to obtain needed easements in an amount up to $350,000 for the Nashville Highway Bear Creek Pike intersection improvements. 7.14, approve the mayor to sign the hold harmless agreement between the City of Columbia, Tennessee, and Johnson Horsepower Garage at 702 Woodland Street, Ward 3. Approve and authorize the mayor to execute amendment number 3 of the agreement with the Barge Design Solution for the Iron Bridge Road over Lotto Creek Bridge replacement in the amount of $304,148, Ward 3. Approve and purchase from Waypoint Communication for disaster recovery equipment and implementation services for the amount of $131,333.56, utilizing NCPA. Approve a bid award and authorize the mayor to sign a contract between the City of Columbia and Nickel Contracting LLC in the amount of $246,100 to complete the construction of the paddlecraft launch at Riverwalk Park. We're pulling 7.18. 7.19, approve bid award to Columbia Oil in the amount of $40,000 for the purchase of bulk lubricants. 7.20, approve the bid award and authorize the mayor to sign a contract with D&D Towing Recovery LLC for towing and storage services. Yeah. Do I have a motion,
Move to
please?
approve?
I got a move to approve.
Second.
Got an approval in a second. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall? Mr. McKelvey? Ms. Seacrest? Vice Mayor McBroom?
Aye, motion passes. Now we'll go back to 7.3. This was taken out of the consent agenda, so because we had a person sign up. 7.3, approve payment to Murray County, provide funding for the Murray County City of Columbia Animal Services Facility for the third quarter of fiscal year 2025, $55,000. And so the person that signed up was Kim Ratliff. I'm sorry, Kim. I'm better than that.
3 minutes.
Oh, and you have, I'm sorry, give me your name and address, and you have 3 minutes.
Kim Raffoff, I'm the director of Murray County Shelter, 1233 Maple Leaf Avenue. Originally, I had a question on the number that was answered, but I just wanted to take this time to thank you again for the 10% increase for next year. We will be working on an expansion project, and that's going to benefit us both, and all of that counts. So that was my only comment.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you, Kim. We have a motion?
So moved. Second.
A motion second?
Moving to
Move
approve.
to approve.
Yeah.
7.3.
7.3, I'm sorry. We have a motion.
And a second.
Approve 7.3. And any more discussion on it? Roll call?
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey?
Aye.
Ms. Seacrest? Vice Mayor McBroom?
Aye. Motion passes. Next is 7.18. Approve the bid award and authorize the mayor to sign the contract with City Green Services for mowing services for public works and park and recreation in the amount of $9,250 per occurrence. And on the list to sign up to talk about this one is Jason Burkar. Jason, you have the floor for 3 minutes. State your name and your address, please.
My name is Jason Burkhalter. My address is 375 Dew Lane. That's Columbia. So I'm the owner and operator of Freedom Hill Land Management. We are a company of 9 employees that is local here to Murray County. Over the past 3 years, we have been doing the contract that is up for bid tonight for the Parks and Recs and Public Works. Over those past 3 years, you can read the reference letter there that is from Parks and Recreation. We have went above and beyond expectations, working with them when special events such as Mule Day and stuff like that comes into play. I know as council, your job is to look for the lowest bid. Unfortunately, on this bid here that came in, we were $147 per occurrence more than the company that is out of Chattanooga, that is based out of Chattanooga. My request of y'all is to look at it and go, hey, can we keep this contract local? Can we support a local company that is a small business at $147 more mow? If you look even further into it, I know that where they had us, our bid differs is Public Works, they were more than I was, but Parks and Recs, I was less than they are. So if that is a possibility, but my request is for y'all to look at it prior to and say, hey, can we keep this local for a small business that my 9 employees day in and day out spend money in Murray County. They don't go back to Nashville. They buy food. They rent houses here. They own houses here. They pay taxes here. Lastly, regardless of the way that the vote goes tonight, I want to thank y'all individually for your service that you do. My father is a commissioner here. I personally know that y'all get phone calls, emails on a daily basis that are probably not the nicest. Y'all's time and everything else is not, you give a lot more time than that you get back from it. So it is 100% a service-based job that y'all do for us here. So for that, as a member of the City of Columbia, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Burkhardt. I would like Mr. Tabasky to give us an idea, since we do have some new members here, on how the bid process works and how this broke down.
All right, thank you, Vice Mayor. We solicited bids in May for landscaping services as the current 3-year contract was set to expire at the end of June. And we opened bids on June 4th. Like in 2022, the low bidder was identified by adding the streets and parks portions of the bids that were solicited together for a per occurrence amount. So each time the streets portion, all the streets portioned in the bids were mowed, or each time all the parks portion of the bid were mowed, what would the dollar amount of those be? Adding those together is the per occurrence amount. The low bidder is City Green Services at $9,250 for the combined Public Works and Parks dollar amount per occurrence. As was just noted, per occurrence, that amount is $147 difference from another vendor here in town. Over the course, an estimated course of a year, that's approximately $12,000. Unfortunately, the city's procurement policy does not have a local preference provision in it, which is a legal matter. I defer to the city attorney on that.
I'm happy to discuss that. Not only does the city's purchasing policy not have a local preference, there's no local preference in state law. The state law says that these kind of contracts would be awarded based on a competitive bid. And there's an attorney general's opinion that makes it, the attorney general has offered an opinion that you cannot have a local preference. It's competitive bid by state law, and you just can't pick a local business over a non-local business under state law requiring a competitive bid. Our purchasing policy just basically recites and adopts what's in state law regarding competitive bids and local preference. On a close bid like this, I can sympathize with a local business, and if it were me personally awarding a contract, I'd award it to the local business. But under the law, the contract would have to go to the low bidder.
Yes, Ms. Hardison.
Do we ever have opportunity for the areas that are receiving these services to give recommendations, or is it only just strictly bidding?
Well, as you heard from the city attorney, we have to follow state law on the bidding process.
And I think maybe to follow up on that question a little bit, if there was some indication that there was a problem with, if this was a company we'd used before and there was some indication there was a problem, or we didn't have, we had issues with their service, then that might be different. But if you've got a bid that Mr. Jablonski and his departments looked at, and there's nothing in the bid that seems to indicate there'd be a problem, just because there may be a favorable recommendation for a local company, I don't think you can consider that. That makes sense and answers the question.
It does.
Now, it's a 3-year contract with a 1-year renewal, correct?
Yeah, that is correct, Vice Mayor. In the course of a year, if there were some issue with the work that couldn't be resolved according to the contract, as we approach the end of 1 year, we would look to provide notice per the contract to the successful vendor, and we then plan to rebid the work. So we won't tolerate poor work.
Okay.
Do
Yes,
you
Mr. Marshall.
rebid after that 1 year if you're not satisfied with the, okay, it doesn't go to the next lowest bidder?
No, sir.
Okay.
Somebody have-
Well, I just want to say I appreciate your explanation for it, because I'm like you, I would have went local. So I thank you for coming in, sharing it with us, and I appreciate you calling. But as you can see, it's nothing that we can really do. But thank you.
Well,
Anybody else? Do I have a motion? I make a motion to approve so we can move it on. Do I have a second?
By law, the state law or the Attorney General, we've got to take the low bid regardless. Is that right?
Yes, that's my opinion, that the state law and the Attorney General's opinion. Now, Attorney General, just to be clear on what that is, Attorney General is asked from time to time to give an opinion, and he was the Attorney General. This is a 2013 opinion, but the law hasn't changed. The Attorney General of the state of Tennessee was asked this very specific question, and the Attorney General's opinion, which is a published opinion for everybody to reference, was that you cannot have a local preference, that it's a competitive bid, and you have to take the low bid. So yes, I wanted to give a little more explanation, but yes, Councilman Huffman, yes, that is correct. Somebody's got to mow. I know it may not be a good feeling about, having to accept the low bid, but I'm afraid there's problems if you don't accept the low bid. I'm afraid you're setting yourself up for other problems.
Legal problems.
Yes, potentially.
Say within 6 months or whatever we go on a couple of months here and they're not doing their job, the low bid, can we not forfeit that bid?
You could certainly revisit, I think you can certainly revisit that if there are problems with their performance. Yes.
Okay. And it's true too, Mr. Attorney, that we could possibly be sued by this bidder
I think that's certainly a possibility.
if you get awarded tonight.
There's some potential remedies for a improper bid award.
I have a question.
Go ahead. Well, wait, we can't do a question with the motion, can we?
Okay.
We have to get a second. Or the motion's fixing to die.
Well, we gotta do something. I'll second it.
All right, we got a motion and a second by Mr. Huffman. Now, Ms. Hardison.
I was just gonna ask if we could amend it where we, only gave the new person 6 months versus a year.
We can't do that because we've already put it out to bid for a year.
Oh, okay.
So we can't alter those bid terms now after the fact, after bids have already been received.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, I can see the feeling on the council. We don't like it. Nobody here likes it. We would like a local to do it. We know the work that they can do, but unfortunately, it just turned out that way.
If we don't approve it tonight, we're gonna go a month without any mowing. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
It'll put us in a pinch. Yes, sir.
Okay.
We have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Hardison? Aye. Mr. Huffman? Aye. Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey?
Abstain.
Ms. Sechrist? Aye. Vice Mayor McBroom?
Aye. Motion passes. All right, next on the agenda, we'll go to resolutions. 9.1, resolution number 2535, a resolution to accept the ownership and maintenance of sewer improvements serving Bear Creek Glen Phase 2.
Move to approve?
Have a second? Got a motion and a second. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Aye. Mr. Huffman? Aye. Mr. Marshall? Aye. Mr. McKelvey? Aye. Ms. Sechrist? Aye. Vice Mayor McBroom?
Aye. Motion passes. Resolution number 9.2, resolution number 2537, a resolution to accept the streets and drainage improvements in the Honey Farm subdivision, Phase 2, Section 10A, for ownership and maintenance.
Move to approve. Second.
We have a motion and second. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Aye. Mr. Huffman? Aye. Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey?
Aye.
Ms. Sechrist? Aye. Vice Mayor McBroom?
Aye. Motion passes. 9.3, resolution number 2540, a resolution to accept the ownership and maintenance of sewer improvements serving Fieldstone Farms Phase 1.
Move to approve. Second.
A motion is second. Roll call. Oh, I'm sorry, any more discussion? See none. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey? Ms. Sechrist? And Vice Mayor McBroom.
Aye. Motion passes. 9.4, resolution number 2541, tax corrections.
Move to approve. Second.
Mr. McKelvey approved it. Mr. Marshall seconded it. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall? Mr. McKelvey? Ms. Sechrist? Vice Mayor McBroom.
Aye. Motion passes. Now we're on to ordinance. Ordinance 10.1, second consideration of ordinance number 4542, an ordinance to amend the fiscal year 2024-2025 budget ordinance number 4503 as amended, providing for revisions to the general sanitation, capital project, grants, and wastewater funds.
Move to approve.
We have approval. Do we have a second? Second. Motion is second. No discussion. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey? Ms. Sechrist? Vice Mayor McBroom.
Aye. Motion passes. 10.2, second consideration of ordinance number 4543, an ordinance fixing tax rate for the city of Columbia for the year 2025 on all taxable properties at the rate of 0.8251 per 100.
Move to approve. Second.
Approval and second. No discussion. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey?
Aye.
Ms. Sechrist? Vice Mayor McBroom.
Aye. Motion passes. 10.3, second consideration of ordinance number 4544 as amended, appropriation ordinance for the fiscal year July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026, SPG Financially Responsibility City, providing excellent services.
Move to approve.
Approval. Do I have a second? Have a second. No discussion. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey? Ms. Sechrist? And Vice Mayor McBroom.
Aye. Motion passes. 10.4, second consideration of ordinance number 4545 is amended, an ordinance to approve the classification and compensation plans for the employees of the City of Columbia for the 2025-2026 fiscal year.
Move to approve. Second.
Have a motion is second. No discussion. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey?
Aye.
Ms. Sechrist? Vice Mayor McBroom.
Aye. Motion passes. 10.5, second consideration of the ordinance number 4546, an ordinance amending Title 18, Chapter 3, Section 18303 of the Municipal Code of the City of Columbia by replacing its entirety the present Schedules 8 and 8B and adopting and improving the new Schedules A and B.
Move to approve. Second.
Have a motion is second. No discussion. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey?
Aye.
Ms. Sechrist? Vice Mayor McBroom.
Aye. Motion passes. 10.6, second consideration of ordinance 4546, an ordinance to amend ordinance number 4400, the same being the zoning ordinance of the City of Columbia, Tennessee, by amending the Honey Farm PUD master plan for a 7.49 acre portion of Lot 6 and Honey Farm Crossing at tax map 51 parcel 58, located off of Nashville Highway and the Honey Farm Way, Ward 5, growing city economy.
Move to approve. Second.
Motion second. No discussion. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey? Ms. Sechrist? Vice Mayor McBroom.
Aye. Motion passes. 10.7, second consideration of ordinance 4548, an ordinance to approve assess easement agreement for the property owned by the City of Columbia shown by tax map 112 parcel 009.01 and 002.08 and known as Ridley Park Road, providing for vehicle and pedestrian access from Trotwood Avenue, State Route 243, on, over and across Ridley. Oh, I skipped, didn't I? I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I saw people moving. I mean, they were leaving during a motion. They shouldn't do that.
That was your Walmart development.
I know it, but you shouldn't leave during a reading. All right, I'm gonna start over. We're on 10.7, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, second consideration, ordinance number 4548, an ordinance to approve access easement agreement for property owned by the city of Columbia and shown on tax map 112 parcel 009.01 and 002.08 and known as Ridley Park Road, providing for vehicular and pedestrian access from Trotwood Avenue, State Route 243, on, over, and across Ridley Road, Park Road to property owned by Meritage Homes of Tennessee Incorporated.
Move to approve.
Have approval? Do I have a second? Second. All right, we have a second, but I'm gonna do just a touch of discussion on this. It's not got to do with Ridley. It's just a statement to make. I know we've been getting a lot of emails about this situation. Myself personally, I've talked to Development Services and the city manager for the last 5 straight days, probably 3 times today. And just to have it on record, we do understand their concerns. We are getting in contact with Meritage Homes and telling them the urgency of this situation, that they need to get something resolved on their punch list. So I just want to let them know we are not avoiding it. And so, we're not ignoring it. So I just want to put that on the record. All right. Any more discussion on just the easement? We can only do it on the easement.
Yes, we have to do this by contract, right? The contract's been signed 2008. If we don't do the contract, then we potentially can get sued for this, right? City attorney.
Yes, and I'll just do a brief recap on that. When the city purchased the Ridley Park property, there was no access to Trotwood. The city reached an agreement with the property owners at that time to purchase what is now Ridley Park Road, the strip of land that Ridley Park Road is now on. Part of that agreement, which was a contract approved by City Council in 2008, the contract was signed by the mayor in 2008 to purchase that property. And part of the agreement and part of the contents of that contract is to provide the property owners unlimited access to that road at such time as they request it or desire it. So we're, in my opinion, contractually obligated to approve this easement. Those property owners probably have access right now to use that road based on this contract. All this easement is doing is kind of cleaning that up, formalizing it, and putting something on record that they've got access to that. The easement contains language about, them repairing anything they damage, us repairing anything we damage. So there's some benefits and protections in there for the city, in my opinion. But regardless, we're obligated under contract to provide them access to that road. So I think they can access it right now, whether this is approved or not. But it's going to be much better to approve this, clarify it, so that there is no question. So to answer your question, yes, I think we are obligated to provide this easement access at this point in time.
Thank you, Ms. Hubble. Any more questions?
I understand that we are under contract and we're obligated to do this, but I do think we need to hold Meritage Homes accountable for them not doing what they're supposed to do at that community. And so that's, as long as we're gonna hold them accountable and take care of it, then yes, I understand that though. Thank you.
I've got a question.
Yes, sir.
Is that the only excess they gonna have out there?
No, they've got road frontage. Their property has road frontage on Trotwood.
Yeah, I know
there
where it
will be
goes.
another road built there to access their property. So this will not be their only access. There will be other access.
My question is, if they go in there and they don't have the other road in there and they go to taking construction equipment in there and tearing that road up, who's gonna be responsible for it?
Well, they will be if they tear the road up, but my understanding is that they'll have access off of Trotwood and have a construction entrance off of there. I think that's correct. But if they damage it, this easement says they'll fix it.
Is that good, Mr. Hubble?
Yeah.
Any more discussion?
You have a motion in a second.
We have a motion and a second. No more discussion, roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey? Ms. Seacrest? Vice Mayor McBroom?
Aye. Motion passes. 10.8, first consideration of ordinance number 4549, an ordinance terminating a blanket utility easement parcel located on tax map 51 parcel 058 at the Honey Farm Way and US 31 Nashville Highway, and authorize the mayor to execute any related documents.
Motion approved. Second.
Have approval second. Any discussion? See none. Roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey? Ms. Seacrest? Vice Mayor McBroom?
Aye, motion passes. 10.9, we do have one person to sign up. I'll go ahead and read it, and then we'll get to discussion. First consideration of ordinance number 4550, an ordinance to amend ordinance number 4400, the same being the zoning ordinance of the City of Columbia, Tennessee, by zoning property being annexed by resolution number 25-39, located off Lasea Road, being tax map 73, parcel 17.02, to CD3 Neighborhood Character District, Ward 5, Growing City Economy. Mr. City Manager.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Well, since you have someone who signed up to speak, I think you recognize them, even though you've had a request from the mayor and also a request from the developer to defer this action item, so.
We need to talk about the deferral first, Mr. Hubble, or can we let them speak?
No, you can let them speak.
I would say you might want to go ahead and let him
Okay,
speak.
go ahead, please. Louis Sloan, name, address, you have 3 minutes.
Yes, my name is Louis Sloyan, and I'm with T-Square Engineering. We're at 111 Southeast Parkway Court in Franklin, Tennessee. I'm representing the developer and just wanted to reiterate the request for a deferral. I didn't want to make sure that we got it on record that it was coming from the developer.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Or we have a motion, we have a recommendation to defer. I make a motion to defer.
I second it.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman?
No.
Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey? Ms. Seacrest? Vice Mayor McBroom?
Aye. Motion passes to defer to the next meeting. No other business, executive session, or the only thing I think, upcoming events, our city council meeting, because it's in July, the week of the 4th, we always generally move it to the next Tuesday. So the next city council study session will be July 8th at 5:30. So y'all remember that and mark it on your calendar.
We'll send out reminders.
Send out reminders.
Vice Mayor, I'd just like to make a closing comment here on behalf of the city employees. We want to thank council for approving the 4% raise, which will go into effect July for all city employees. Thank you. And also thank you for approving the upcoming budget tonight. So the coming
Thank
year.
you.
Yes, sir.
I know y'all put a lot of hard work into it, and just goes for, as always, the city employees do a great job. I have more comments and how good we've done lately, and even Mr. Dwyer sent me a thank you note from a lady who was so appreciative of everything he did for her out there, and how she handled the trees in our Hunters Glen subdivision that got hit so hard during the last tornado. So do I have a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn. Second.
Have a motion to second, roll call.
Ms. Hardison? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey? Ms. Seacrest? Vice Mayor McBroom?
Aye. Motion passes, we're adjourned.